You are listening to the Wear, Wag, Repeat podcast, the only show 100% dedicated to highlighting women in all areas of the pet industry. Welcome back. I am your host, Tori Mystic, the founder of Wear, Wag, Repeat, and I am excited to bring you a brand new solo episode today. Real quick, before I get into today's topic, I just want to congratulate me. I want to thank me because I just realized 2 days ago that this past May, I hit 10 years of Wear, Wag, Repeat. 10 years ago, so in May 2013, I published my very first blog post on wearwagrepeat.com. How cool is that? So I just wanted to celebrate that milestone and hopefully share it as a way to encourage you to keep on going. I've been doing this for a long time here and I've tried out all kinds of different things, but I'm still doing it. I'm still here and I am still making an income and supporting myself. I don't have any other person supporting me. God bless you out there if you have, a husband or family or somebody who is supporting you, but I'm doing this all 100% myself. And so if you are in the same boat, I just want to give you a huge high five, or if this is your dream and you want to pursue it and you want to be independent and make your own money and be financially secure, you can do it. It is a lot of work, it's hard work, and it's going to take a while. But you can do it. And I am going to share everything that I possibly can to help you do that. There is no gatekeeping at Wear, Wag, Repeat, partially because I can't keep my mouth shut. I just have to share everything that I do and what works and what doesn't work. Which brings me perfectly into today's topic of this episode. The topic is kind of about being adaptable and making changes and kind of making small changes that make a big difference. I'm going to share this kind of crazy, mind-blowing story with you in a second. I made 2 very simple changes to my blog, and all of a sudden I saw my ad income shoot up. It doubled pretty much. So I'm really excited to share this with you in the event that it might be able to help you if you're a blogger or you know one, or you're anyone who has ads on their site. If you're part of an ad network, this is something that you can implement to increase how much money you are making with just, you're not going to believe how simple it is. But first, I do want to mention that I would not feel so confident making changes and adapting to things if I didn't have such a supportive community. Being able to chat with like-minded people who get where I am and they get where I want to be, that makes such a difference. And I love fostering conversations and relationships like that in my membership community, Wear, Wag, Repeat Society. That's my monthly membership. Every month we have a different theme around growing your pet business online. This month in September, our focus is on brand evaluations. I have an amazing guest expert, Katie Keys from Max Pet Marketing. She is a branding expert and she is going to be talking with us this month in the membership about how to do a brand evaluation for yourself or others, and we're going to take her advice and do peer evaluations for each other. So I really love when I get the opportunity to make the membership really interactive like this. I think that there is nothing else like it out there where it's all women. Of course, we welcome men, but it just happens to be all women because that's kind of what my life revolves around. I love supporting women pursuing their dreams, and I would love to have you come and share your dreams with us in Wear, Wag, Repeat Society. So membership is open if you are interested and you just feel like you need a group of people to talk to who get it, who understand what you're going through and the struggles and the great parts as well. We get to work with our pets and that's super amazing. So if you are interested in joining, come check it out. wearwagrepeat.com/society. We would love to have you there. We have several different Zoom calls every single month. and people really get the chance to delve into what's going on in their life and their business and get feedback, not just from me, but from the entire group. And it's become such a tight-knit, awesome community. And I don't think that any of us could keep doing our businesses if we didn't have some kind of tight-knit community like this. Okay, now the main focus of this episode, I gave you a little teaser about how I have pretty much, not pretty much, but I doubled my ad income. I'm going to share the exact numbers with you. Saying it doubled makes it sound really, really impressive, but I will share the exact numbers with you. It's true. It's a true fact. It did double, but I'll share the exact numbers with you when I get to it. So I want you first, before I get into this, think about what areas in your business might need a little bit of change. Is there something that you feel like you are, who's the Greek guy, like Icarus, is that the person who kept climbing up the hill, pushing the boulder, and then it would slide right back down? If I have the name correct, please give me a gold star. If I didn't, please just pretend I got it right, okay? So do you feel like that? Do you feel like you are just pushing something up a hill, or you keep running into a sliding glass door and you're trying to go through it, but it's sliding glass door? I've seen my dogs do that. I've seen my dogs just plow through a sliding screen door before, and I've had to repair that door over and over and over again. If any of those analogies feel like something that's going on in your business right now, I want you to think about what you might be able to change to make it easier, to make it better, to make it more profitable. I will tell you right now that what I have learned in the last 10 years is that usually the best solutions and the best answers are to simplify things. It's taken me a very long time to learn that. So I'm happy to share that advice with you. And there's all kinds of experts out there who share that, but it's hard for it to sink in until you actually see it in practice. And maybe this story is going to illustrate for you how keeping it simple can make a big impact. So here is the situation. I have been trying to grow my blog traffic forever. I might sound like a broken record because I talk about this all the time. In fact, earlier this year, I did a 30-day challenge. I tried to write 30 blog posts in 30 days, or 22 blog posts in 30 days, because I think I just did the weekdays. Nonetheless, I think I ended up writing 12 or 15. It was way more than I usually write. I didn't hit the exact goal, but it was still an amazing kick in the butt to get going and get moving. And I saw a big increase in my blog traffic. I'm looking at my numbers right now. I write them down every single month. So in May, I had about 15,000 page sessions or website sessions. And then in July, after I did the blogging challenge in June, I had over 18,000. So it was about a 3,000 session jump. And I attribute a lot of that to just consistently churning out really great quality, helpful content. And hopefully that content will just kind of keep circulating. Usually it takes a few months, I feel like, for a post to really pick up some steam on the search engines. So hopefully that keeps going. But I have been trying to grow my traffic for so long. And when I think about why I want to grow it, and this is an important thing I want to point out, is I don't want to grow it just for bragging rights so that I can say, oh, I have this number. I strategically want to grow it to 50,000 sessions per month so that I can join a better, higher quality ad network that has better rates, and I can make more passive income through my blog. It would enable me to work less and spend more time with my dogs, and that is my ultimate goal. So I shared these goals with my friend Jessica. She runs the blog You Did What With Your Wiener. She is so awesome, and she's been a guest on the podcast here. She also runs a business called Pet Talk Media, and she does some blogging consultations and coaching. And I just asked, Jessica, I want to be like you. I want to do what you do, because I know that she gets over 100,000 sessions per month on her sites. And I was like, how do you do it? Can you just tell me how to do it? I want to be like you. So she gave me some great advice. But one thing that she said to me is, Tori, if your goal is to make more ad income, you don't necessarily need more traffic. And I was like, what, who, what now? Explain that to me. So Jessica shared some tips with me, and then her tips were reiterated when I was listening to one of my favorite nerdy blogging podcasts, the Blogging Millionaire podcast. And I say nerdy because it really is like nitty gritty, getting into the data and specifics and all that kind of stuff. So nerdy in the best possible way. But Brandon Gale, who hosts that show, reiterated what Jessica told me. And so here it was. It was basically 2/3 things. The first thing was to increase the font size across my website. That was it. Increase the font size. I was like, that is all I have to do? And Brandon said the same thing. And I think his example was if your font size across your site is like a 10 or 11, or maybe even less than that, increase it to like 14 or 16. And when you do this, it makes all of your content longer, which means there is longer time for people to scroll. There are going to be more places to put ads for your ad network to insert ads automatically, and you will end up making more income. It's also going to make your site more user-friendly because a lot of people, I would say 60 to 70% of people are using mobile devices to visit your website. At least they are for mine. And so you want to make sure that your site is legible, and increasing the font size just makes it more user-friendly. And Google likes that. So if your font size is too small and someone lands on it and immediately clicks out, it's going to give you a really high bounce rate. Google's not going to like that. Your traffic's not going to go up. But we're not really even talking about traffic here. We're just talking about ad revenue without increasing your traffic. So that is number one, increase your font size. So I think we can all do that. It took me less than 5 minutes to make that change. The second piece of advice was to shorten all of my paragraphs. My paragraphs on my blog, I'm aiming to make them 1 to 2 sentences long. Jessica shared a great piece of advice that if you are writing something and you feel like you change thoughts or it changes directions, or you're using any kind of transition words, that's a really good time to make a new paragraph on your blog post. We are not following whatever English rules you learned in the 5th grade. So you do not have to have 3 sentences. It does not have to have that kind of structure whatsoever. We want to have short, very easy to read sentences. And then to go back to the usability, you want to make sure that you're formatting stuff with bullet points, bolding certain places, have really great headings so that it's broken up and so that the search engines know what your content is about and can easily guide people there if they feel like it's the right answer. So when you shorten your paragraphs, what this does, it also is going to make your content longer. So people are going to scroll longer. It's going to make your blog post longer. It's also going to give more opportunities to insert ads within your content. So this advice really applies if you have an ad network like Google AdSense, right? That's the one that goes on your blog. I use something called Ezoic. If you are on Mediavine or any other ad network platform like this that integrates with your site, this is where this advice is going to help you. Another kind of, I said it was like 2/3 ideas. The /3 is to add more images to your blog post as you're going in and updating them. So again, that's going to make your posts longer. It's going to make them more interesting, more useful, and it's going to give more opportunities for the ad network to insert ads. So I've been making these changes. The first one, changing the font size, less than 5 minutes. The second one, shortening the paragraphs, that's a little bit more involved. It's taking me about 18 to 20 minutes per blog post to go in and make those adjustments. So I am doing that gradually over time. I've done about 5 so far out of a list of 20 that I made. And with just updating those 5 posts and increasing my font size, my ad income went from an average of about $106 to $114 per month to over $200 per month. So yes, it did double. I didn't go from like 10,000 to 20,000. That would be nice, maybe one day. But I did go from 100 to 200. So it is a really significant increase for just spending 5 minutes changing the font size and then gradually going in and updating my older posts that are getting a lot of traffic to make them more optimized for ad revenue. So these are just little changes that you can make to make a significant impact on your business. So if you are a pet blogger and part of an ad network, I want you to try this. Here's your action steps. So first off, look up in Google Analytics what pages are getting the most traffic. Write down a list of the top 10 or 20. I would also recommend that you sort your Google Analytics for the past 12 months because we are going to be coming up on the holiday season. You might have some holiday specific content that gets a lot of traffic every October, November, December. I know that my Halloween posts get a lot of traffic. I'm going to make a little mental note to go optimize all my Halloween costume posts like right now because those are going to start picking up traffic if they haven't already. So I want you to write down your top 10 or 20 highest traffic blog posts from like the last year or 6 months, whatever you want to do. Then you can go in and start making edits. Like I said, it takes me about 18 minutes to update each of those. My blog posts are on the longer side, and as I am updating the paragraph length, I just can't help myself but kind of rewrite a few little sections or add some affiliate links or add some images and things like that. So it is taking me about 18 to 20 minutes to update each one, but that's something really doable. If you work it into your schedule, you can have all your posts updated this month if you want to. And while you're at it, you can also internally link to other relevant posts within your site. So chances are that your top traffic posts are probably a little bit older. So you might be able to link to newer relevant content that you've also shared and start to drive traffic to your newer posts as well without people even leaving your website. So I hope that this has inspired you to make some changes, whether you are a blogger making ad income revenue, or if you're just any other kind of business owner and you're inspired to make small, simple changes that can make an impact. If you want to brainstorm these ideas or get any feedback, remember that the Wear, Wag, Repeat Society is always here for you. That is the best place to get feedback from a group of like-minded women in the pet industry who really get what you're working on. If you're not a group person, that's okay. I get it. I also offer one-on-one coaching, and I recently did a one-on-one coaching session with a petpreneur where I explained to her how she could earn $2,000 in 90 minutes versus the $200 that she has been making. And all she had to do was make a really simple change to go from one-on-one to small group sessions. So I would love to help you brainstorm how you can make a small change to dramatically increase your income, whether it's from $100 to $200 a month or $200 to $2,000 and beyond. Of course, you can find my coaching sessions, the membership, everything else at wearwagrepeat.com. Look in the menu for the Learn tab. That is where all of that stuff lives. And that wraps it up for this week's solo episode. I hope you enjoyed it. I really enjoy doing the solo episodes, and I'm so thankful that so many of my listeners gave me feedback to do more things like this. I think it's really nice to be able to do an episode that is hyper-focused on a specific topic like this one that you just listened to. But I will be back next week with an interview with an inspiring woman in the pet industry. Make sure that you're subscribed to my podcast so you don't miss an episode. And if you're on my email list, you might want to look for a slightly different format to my emails about the podcast starting today. So I'm going to be kind of making a few little changes over there as well in the spirit of adapting and pivoting and just making small changes for big improvements. And I can't wait to hear what you think about it. Thanks again for listening, and I hope you have a fantastic week.